You know, if you're anything like me, whenever you watch a film review, you're just thinking, why can't the reviewer build Lego at the same time? Well, I've got the answer to all your wildest dreams right here, right now, with this new show called BRIX-N-FLIX, where we review films and build Lego kits. Today, on the first ever episode, we'll be reviewing Justice League. Spoiler alert, it wasn't very good. And also, spoiler alert, I'm going to say spoilers in the review. And we're going to be building the Lego City race plane kit. It's a nice, simple, small kit to start with. You know, I wasn't really sure my capacity to build Lego while reviewing a film, so I thought I'd start with an easy one. But in a few weeks, we're going to be reviewing The Last Jedi, the new Star Wars film, and I've got an awesome Lego set to build while we review that film. I think it's enough introduction. Let's start building this Lego kit and reviewing that piece of film making. You know, before I rip this open, I'll just say, whoever designs these boxes does a really good job. They know what they're doing, because as soon as I bought this, I put it on my desk. It was about a week ago, and I couldn't look at it without just wanting to rip it open and start building Lego. So eventually, after a day or two, I put it in the mess room so I wouldn't have to look at it, because it was too much temptation. So now I'm really happy to be about to open this beautiful toy. Now, I will say that there's some rather annoying stickers, and I wish I'd had something sharp to, you know what, the old Bic to the rescue. That's really not working. You know, everything I just said about this packaging being good, I take it back. It's annoyingly annoying. It is annoying. So, Justice League. What did I think of Justice League? Not good, you know, just not a good film. I had this feeling like they just thought if they crowbarred in Joss Whedon, then that could save the film. And it just didn't. It just didn't. All the characters were dead flat. All the action was weird. This is what Justice League was. One of those films where the directors just like, they just want you to be like, oh, cool. And then if you're like, but wait a minute, what happened there? And then the director's like, no, wait, don't think about it too hard. Just say, whoa, cool. It's like just a spectacle. It's just meant to be like, cool, that looked cool. But then if you think about it, it's like, I don't actually get it. I mean, it looked cool, but I don't actually get it. All right, what's in the box? Some promotional stuff, instructions. I am going to follow the instructions. I have to do some, what's it called, knolling? Sort them into colors, step 1. This is one of those rare instances in life where it's okay to segregate by color. Is that a bad thing to say? Is that a bad joke? I don't know. You know, I haven't done Lego since I was 10. I don't know. This is great. I'm already wrapped. I'm already thrilled. I wonder if this was a mistake. They gave me 2 of these little visors. I heard that Lego never makes a mistake with their packaging. You'll never have a missing piece, which is pretty impressive. There's a shot where, you know, this is in one of the big finale battles. Aquaman is falling from the sky and he's kind of like riding on this weird bug enemy. Like the enemies, by the way, they're just these bug monsters. They're pretty much like putties in Power Rangers. Not like, they don't look like the putties in Power Rangers. Like they just keep like sending out the henchmen and the good guys have got to fight their way past and just kill them, kill the henchmen. So Jason Momoa, Aquaman, he's falling down from the sky and he falls into this building whilst riding on one of those bug things. And he falls through the roof of the building and then kind of explodes out the front. It looks like a big hospital or something. And it's just like, what happened there? Like, your immediate reaction is, oh, cool. But then you're like, what exactly, like was there a skateboard ramp inside the building and he fell and then like launched out? And the director again is like, hey, don't think about it. You said cool, all right? You've already said cool, no take backs. So I don't know, you just get this feeling like the director just doesn't want you to think too much about it. Just don't think too much about it, please. Okay, director. There was this bit at the start, Batman's introduction, I think. There's like generic bad guy, like a robber on the roof of a building in Gotham. They're always on the roof of a building, and Batman catches him. Batman then grabs the guy and holds him off the ledge of the building. And the bad guy's like, "What do you want from me?" And Batman goes, "Fear." Right? Like that. Exactly like that. And then it transpires that Batman was just using this generic bad guy for his fear because those bug henchmen are attracted to fear, apparently. And then so Batman throws the crook, the bad guy, aside and jumps onto this bug. And then they go on this wild ride and they're all, flying around Gotham City and he's trying to hold onto this bug. And then they crash land onto a building top. Again, they're always on the roof of a building. And the bug gets away. And then there's a guy behind Batman and he goes, "What was that thing?" And Batman's like, "I don't know." And I'm pretty sure the guy randomly standing behind Batman was the criminal that just got caught by Batman and then got a free pass. So I was like, first of all, how is that bad guy on this rooftop now? Like, they just flew all around and now that guy's on this roof. Doesn't make sense. And also, if Batman catches you and then just lets you go, you're gonna run, right? You're not just gonna stand around and be like, "Hey, what was that thing, by the way, that monster?" But no, don't think too hard about it. All right? Don't be over there picking apart this movie. It's one of those movies where they're like, "Oh, you just got to pick it apart, don't you?" It's like, yeah. That's what your audience will do. So we have this whole team of characters. All of them felt completely just bland. Like, if you'd seen it and then said, "Okay, describe Batman's personality in this," like in the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogies, you can just say, "Okay, so Bruce Wayne is, he's kind of a little bit cheeky almost. He's a bit smug. He's, you can describe his personality in different ways." This one, it's like, he's kind of serious, I guess, would be the best word for it. And there's just nothing to him. Nothing to him. And it's kind of the same with all of them. And they crowbar little, like, things you're meant to care about into the plot. Like Flash he's trying to get his dad out of jail, and Cyborg is, like, got some conflictions, I think, with his dad as well, or his creator. First of all, you're just like, well, Flash, you're just trying to get your dad out of jail. Just get him out of jail. Like, you're Flash. But no, of course, he doesn't. The music in the film was really bad, which a lot of the times these really bad films can be saved. Their one saving grace is that, the music is good. Not in this case. There's like your typical scene where the henchmen enter into like a bank or something like that. I can't remember why they're in there, but there's a guy who's got like a black bowler hat. He's wearing a lot of black. This is towards the start of the film. And the music while these baddies are walking into this bank is like comically, it sounds almost like the Tim Burton Batman. It's like really corny, like bad guy music. For the rest of the film, they music in a film should complement the mood and the feel of the scene, but not dictate the feel of the scene. And in this film, it's like they're just ramming down emotions down your throat. Like, this is a sad scene, and I'll just like play the most soppiest sad music, or this is like, a mysterious scene, and it's just like we can figure it out. Or if we can't figure it out for ourselves, that's just like the director couldn't convey the feeling of the film, so they had to rely on the music to say like, "Oh, this bit's meant to be sad, by the way," just in case we didn't do a very good job of getting that across. That's how the music was in this film, which I really just don't like. As well as like, I really don't like the Wonder Woman sting, that like that thing. It's not a good little motif. And the other thing is that it's like, it just sounds copy and pasted every time that little motif is played. If you think of like the Darth Vader motif in Star Wars, it's not always like bah, 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 da. It's like sometimes it'll be like a little subtle thing on the piano, or it might be played on the strings or just in the background. and just to hint that it's Darth Vader. But every time with Wonder Woman, it's that bloody electric guitar going, copy and pasted, almost. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, like once. Yeah, so these generic bad guys go into this bank, and this is just another one of those, like, don't think too hard about it bits. They go into this bank, or whatever it is, it's like somewhere. They go in, they're trying to do some heist. And Wonder Woman stops them with this stupid jump scare where she just comes through the wall. It's like, bam, like through a wall. It's like... Well done, yeah, you made me jump. Like, anyone can just make a sudden noise in a film and make people jump. It's like, it's just such a cop-out. Wonder Woman, like, beats up all these henchmen, and it's just the baddie, the big, like, the boss baddie with the bowler hat on. And he's got hostages lined up. This is so stupid. He's got hostages lined up against the wall, and they're all cowering, like, oh, don't shoot. And Wonder Woman's, like, standing between him and the hostages. And then he's got a machine gun, and he just starts, like, shooting along the line of hostages. Just like, he's just going to shoot them all in a row. Right? And then so he starts shooting, and Wonder Woman, like, it goes all slow motion. And I don't know why they chose Wonder Woman for this. Like, it would have been a better Flash scene. But anyway, Wonder Woman starts running along the group of hostages and, like, blocking the bullets as she makes her way along the hostages. And then, which is just like, well, if you can move that quick, why don't you just hit the gun out of the guy's hand? Like, he's just there. If you can run along a group of people while someone open fires along them and block like 30 bullets. And even one of the people, she can't quite reach the bullet in time, so she like grabs his shoulder and pulls him out of the way of the bullet, which, like, when you think about that, if you were shifted as a bullet was coming towards you, shifted like the width of your body within, I don't know, how many tenths of a millisecond would it be as a bullet? Like, I'm pretty sure you just die of internal bleeding from someone moving you that quickly. But don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard, the movie. Just notice that all this stuff is out of the shot, so I'm going to move this so you can see it. Coming along nicely. You know, this is great. There's something really relaxing about making Lego. And then, as well as that, I can rant about a bad movie. It's also quite relaxing. So I'm having a great time right now. I don't know if you guys are enjoying this at all, but it's not about you. Alrighty, okay, wings, here we go. Starting to look like a plane. So another thing I really didn't like about Justice League, they hinted in one of the early trailers that, you know, you've got the League. They hinted that, like, someone was going to turn up, like a sixth member of the team sort of thing. And so the obvious answer was Superman. That was, you know, that was where the smart money was. But a lot of the people speculating were saying things like, oh, maybe it's the Green Lantern. Maybe they just want you to think it's Superman because that's like the obvious answer. But, you know, that's kind of a red herring, and then, you know, they're going to give you a real surprise and it's someone completely different. And of course, because Superman died in the last film in Batman vs. Superman. And so I was kind of hopeful, like, yeah, maybe they have done something cool like that and they're just going to completely throw something in from left field. But no, it's Superman. It's Superman. Yep, cool, no problem. That's very interesting. Can't believe Superman's here. Cool. I would never guess that. Superman's not dead. Henry Cavill is like, I know Superman's a hard character to play because Superman's kind of a boring character, you know, he's too powerful, there's not much to him. Henry Cavill is just, I don't know, he's not convincing to me as a Superman. When he smiles, which he does constantly, he doesn't look like a happy person. He looks like someone smiling. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't actually look happy, he just looks like a film star trying to be like charming smile. I feel like if I ever had a moment alone with Henry and he was doing that charmingness, I'd just say, Henry, it's fine, man. It's just you and me. Drop the act. Just relax. Yeah, just free yourself. That's what I'd say to Henry Cavill. And he'd go, Oh, thank God. You do a big burp and you go, I'm exhausted. It's like, just, not that I expect Superman to do that, but I don't know, there's just this kind of phoniness about him that rubs me the wrong way. Plus, he's got a hairy chest. I don't feel like Superman has a hairy chest. That's just maybe my own opinion. Where's this go? Oh, there. That was a disappointing big twist. It was just like, oh, okay, it's Superman. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Very exciting for the viewers. This step's telling me to put stickers on things, but I don't want to put stickers on anything right now. I might save that till later. I love Lego. I just realised it's been about 20 years since I've done any. Absolutely love it. What else did I have to say about that horrendous film? Yeah, you know, they really just want you to be like, oh, it's a great ride, it's a fun ride, everyone had fun. I don't know, I'd say don't let them get away with that, you know, because it's like, it's that exactly what I said, like, don't think about it too much, just have fun, and if you can't do that, like, that's on you. It's like, no, it's not. That's on you. That's on you for making a crappy film. At least it didn't have Lex Luthor in it. Eisenberg really did not do that role justice. So the big bad guy, I actually fell asleep for about 15 minutes in this film, I should mention that. The big bad guy is Steppenwolf, and he's just a CGI thing. And I don't know why he was CGI, because he just looks like, kind of like a demon, generic demon guy. They could have really easily done that with practical effects. But no, this is just a big CGI monster. I don't know why he's called Steppenwolf, because he's not wolf-like at all. He's not from the steppes, you know, as far as I know. So that's weird. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Fit together like that. Yes. One that goes there. And then that goes there. Another thing that happened was it was a bit like one of those too many cooks spoil the broth kind of thing. Like, it was like they wanted every cool moment to be in the film, and they just couldn't put any on the cutting board floor. Like, it was really obvious to me that they'd had like a bunch of ideas for like how you'd be introduced to Aquaman. And it was really obvious, but it was also obvious that they couldn't choose. So they just put them all in. So you just kept getting these like really cool scenes where something would be going on. Like there's a guy on a boat in the storm, in a ship, like in a fishing boat out in a storm, and he's about to like capsize and drown, and then Aquaman just like lands there and saves him. And it's got nothing to do with the film, but it's like, that's a pretty cool introduction to Aquaman. The problem is we've already been introduced to Aquaman by this point of the film, so why was that? It had nothing to do with anything. And it's like, it was pretty apparent to me that it was like, someone had that as the idea for how they could introduce Aquaman. Everyone was like, that's cool. Someone had another idea, they liked the other one better, but they still wanted that moment in the film, so they just crowbarred it in. Crowbar is a good word for this film. It was just things crowbarred. Left, right, and center. Propeller. Yes. What? That was fun. Wow, that's great. Almost down to the last bit here. Oops, I did that wrong. Undo. I missed. I think the guy that played the Flash, Ezra Miller, he's a good actor, and I feel like he just did the best with what they gave him to work with. You know, they just threw him in the deep end of moments where like, it's just like, you're the quirky guy now, so go, be quirky. And he just had to be like quirky on the spot, and it was like, and then they just jammed that into a scene. And they just fell flat, but I don't think it's his fault. I think he's a really good actor, actually. I've got extra parts. Did I mess this up? What's all this? Spares. Wow, I got 5 extra parts. That's unheard of in the Lego world. Last but not least, I won't put the stickers on just yet. Actually, maybe I will put the stickers on because I've still got more to say about Justice League. What? That is cool. Oh, I'm a child again. Or was I ever not? Zoom. Oh, hang on, put your little joystick there. Wow. I'm ecstatic about that. That is fantastic. Yeah, poor old Ezra Miller. You can't blame him for this one, I reckon. Like I said before, they just didn't introduce the characters well. Like there was this scene where Aquaman starts opening up and talking, and he's saying, you know, what he's scared of and all these things, and the joke is, you know, that's not what he's like. He's hard and he's tough. And he turns out he's sitting on the lasso of truth, Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, or whatever it's called. But the thing is, like, the scene dictated that that was what was going on. But I didn't really know. Like, we were expected to be like, oh, that's not what Aquaman's like at all. But really, it didn't seem that out of character at all. It's like, yeah, he might be like that for all I know. Like, he's barely really been introduced other than just like trying to look cool. You know, there's been heaps of shots of him looking cool and like drinking and throwing the bottle and like landing on a boat as it sinks and saving someone. And, you know, he said some tough guy things. But, you know, at this early stage of the film, he starts opening up and we're meant to be like, we're meant to know that that's out of character. And it's like, we've barely established the character. So, I don't know, maybe it's out of character or maybe that's completely how he is. Why don't you try some character development, for crying out loud. And so I'll tell you the most annoying bit about the film, just to finish this off with me being annoyed, because everyone loves that. So the film ends, and then, you know, the credits come up, and then there's like a little, oh, before we go, little moment, and you know it's going to be like a little joke or something. It's Superman and the Flash standing in a field, and Flash is like, thanks so much for doing this, we're going to settle this argument, I've always been curious. And it transpires that they're going to have a race. Now, the question of who would be faster, the Flash or Superman, has been something that like comic book nerds have always argued about. So that's kind of a nod to that. And then they decide where they're going to race to, and then off they go. And then it freezes on them like, hang on, I'll do it for you. I'll show you how it freezes on them. Just give me a second. I've got to get this sticker perfect. Yeah, so it freezes them like just in front of the camera, and then that's it. End of scene. And I'm like, end of scene. Like, you are writing the DC cinematic universe, right? You can make the call. Like, I just wanted to say to the writers, like, it's like, oh, you know, we wanted to do a little nod to that competition, but we didn't want to, you know, declare a winner because, you know, it's a pretty heated thing. It's like, you know, no, you're writing this universe. It's not the comics. You know, there's all different like versions of the universe. It's canon within your film though, like within your cinematic universe. So you can make a call, like who wins? Tell us who wins, we're curious. And so just to like end on that like cliffhanger, that really frustrated me. It's like, you wimps, like have some backbone, declare a winner. You know, it's your film franchise. You're allowed to, you know. And that's basically a good way to sum up the film. You don't learn anything new about any of these characters. Full stop. You don't learn anything new about the Flash. You don't learn anything new about Wonder Woman. You don't learn it. It's just a retelling with CGI. On a positive note, this is awesome. I give the film I would say like a 5 out of 10 or something, but I'm going to drop it down to a 2 out of 10 because just because of the lack of respect for the audience. Like, it was really clear that it was like, it's a kid's film. And that's still no reason to like disrespect your audience. But it was like, they knew it wasn't going to hold up to scrutiny from anyone over 10. Anyone over 10 can be like, what? But why that doesn't make sense. And they're like, just say it's cool. Just say it looks cool. That's all we want. And so I'm dropping it right down to a 2. Because I feel like they didn't really care about me as a viewer, so therefore I do not care about them as a film or filmmaker. I think that's pretty fair, you know. If it looked like they'd put a lot of effort into this film and really wanted to make something that the fans would love, I would say a 5, but I just don't feel like that's the case. I really just don't feel like that's the case. Zoom, 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 zoomity zoom. This is awesome. This was $9. The movie ticket was $10. I'd say that's where you're going to spend your money on this one. I give this a 5 out of 5. And it made me feel young again. You know what? I wish I could say that about the DC film. I wish I could say it just made me feel like a kid again, but it didn't at all. Thor did. Thor Ragnarok. Go see that. All right, that's it. Hey, give me a comment down below. Let me know, you know, it's a new show. I'm always looking for some feedback. Did it work? Were you entertained? Did you learn something? Did you like watching me build Lego? Yeah, little feedback to say yay or nay on the new show. And if you say nay, I'll probably still keep doing it anyway because, you know, I love ranting about films and I love building Lego, as it turns out. But still, your feedback is appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you on the next, whatever I upload next.